take a look at the warm-up questions. For number one, find the unknown sides and angles for this triangle. So just recognizing, again, this first thing we want to look for is right triangles. So we know it's right triangle, so we can use our right triangle trig. So remember, SOHCAHTOA, we need to be able to set up trig equations to help us solve for missing pieces, or Pythagorean theorem if we have two sides. In this case, we have an angle P and the side opposite of that, and we need to find these two sides along with angle R. So we can find angle R simply by taking, again, the angles added up equals 180, so minus 38 minus 90, and we get 52. So we know the measure of angle R is 52 degrees. So we still have to solve for the two sides, which I labeled X and Y. So looking at X, if I want to solve for X, I have X is the adjacent side. And so in reference to P, I have the opposite. So that means I have the opposite and the adjacent, so that is tangent. So tangent of 38 equals 7 over X. To solve for X, remember these two things are going to switch places. So I end up with X equals 7 over tangent of 38. You can do that calculation at this point. When you do that calculation and round to 3 sig figs, you should get 8.96 centimeters. So that is the adjacent side. And then to solve for, in this case, y is the hypotenuse. Again, I want to use the information I'm given. So the 7, the opposite, and the hypotenuse, that would be sine, right? Opposite and hypotenuse. So sine of 38 equals 7 over y. And once again, with this trig equation set up the way it is, and the variables on the bottom, these two things end up switching places, and we end up with y equals 7 over sine of 38. And again, once you do a calculation, round to 3 sig figs, we end up with 11.4 centimeters. And that is the rest of the triangle that we needed to solve for. Okay. For the second question on this side, you're being asked to find the area of a triangle, and this is the formula you're given on your formula sheet. You also do have the generic formula of an area of a triangle, right? So remember, area of a triangle equals 1/2 base times height. But if we don't know the height, then we can use this formula to solve for the area of a triangle. So notice in this formula it is A and B. So A and B are the adjacent sides, so two sides that are adjacent to each other in a triangle. And then the important thing is C, the angle you're using, is the included angle. So if I was going to sketch this triangle with the information I'm given, sketching the old triangle, and then it says two sides are 6.4, 8.9, and the included angle is right here, 63 degrees. So with this formula, this is saying the area of this triangle is equal to 1/2 times 6.4 times 8.9 times the sine of the included angle, which is 63. So this formula is always using the sine function to calculate. So at this point, you just type in your calculator 1/2 times 6.4 times 8.9 times sine of 63. And again, rounding to 3 sig figs, we end up with 25.4. And that would be kilometers squared. We're talking about area.